Today we are here up in Scotland near Dunfermline at Knockhill. My name is Simon Hill and I'm lucky enough today to be joined by Philip Glue. Philip, you've raced here before in Formula BMW amongst other things. What's the trick to a good lap around here?
Well, if it's wet like this, then it's just a matter of staying on because it's so slippery. Although it's been resurfaced recently, so it's going to be a little bit more grippy than it has been the past few years.
Who's hot property then on this grid for us?
Well, Guy Halley, local guy. He lives 20 miles up the road in Perth, I think it is. He was a second faster than everyone else in qualifying. He's raced here a few times. He's won most of the races this year. I'd be very surprised if he didn't win. But it's wet. Anyone can throw it off on a day like this. He will be lapping back markers, and that always gives scope for error, shall we say. So he should be winning the Mega Graduates class.
We have a thoroughly packed grid full of Caterham drivers today, and we have three classes here. Guy Halley will start from pole position, alongside him James Barlow. Third on the grid, Martin Amerson, and then James Walker. So the cars line up. It's going to be a very tricky start here today at Knockhill. All of the races are going to create an additional challenge for the drivers because the start-finish straight, as you can see, is an uphill slope. So you have the additional challenge of trying to balance the car on the brakes, the clutch, the throttle. You're doing a bit of a pedal dance, aren't you, Phil?
You are, yeah. You're right for the ones that are on top of the hill that are sort of flat. They can just sort of be ready on the throttle, foot on the clutch. The ones on pole are sort of facing downhill, and the ones near the back, they're facing uphill. So they're on the brake, on the clutch, trying to rev it, heel and toe. It's just very hard work.
It's not easy, is it? But these cars, it's very easy to get the rear wheel spinning in the Caterhams, is it not? And it's the sort of thing that they've really got to think about being very, very smooth getting off the line.
Exactly, yeah. It's almost called a granny start for this for the wet conditions.
Well, we've just seen a green flag being waved at the back of the grid. That tells us that the officials are ready. They're happy that the grid's formed up properly. The lights come on. We watch with interest to see who gets off the line. And it's a very, very smooth getaway from our pole man. So Halley gets away with a really great start there. The 14 car disappears away, turns it very smoothly into double step. You can see what you were saying there about the spray film. The rest of them are absolutely breathed in this horrible spray. They really can't see what's going on. And a sideways moment there. I think we've got a spinner there.
Number 27, Barlow.
Yeah, Barlow spun, I think, there. Well, let's watch to see with interest. In a moment, we'll see what's happening in the distance.
You want to get near the front so you can see really. The leader, number 14, he's got away. Massive leader, absolutely massive. That's due to Barlow having a spin and holding everyone up, I think. He still gets slipstream in sec. Not as easy as in the drive because you're not going as quick out of the corner, but you can still get the slipstream. Look at the leader, he's got a massive lead as he goes through the chicane there.
Yeah, that really is an awesome first lap. Yeah, the 14 car has just driven away. Guy Halley has really got his head down and gone. And really, in this sort of racing, that is so crucial because, as we said, it is very easy to get a tow, even around a short circuit like this. So as the cars keep on coming,
you've got to be quite aggressive with the car to be able to get it over the curves and get a good lap time.
Well, last time Guy Halley crossed the line, he had a 6.9 second lead. We watched to see the second place man cross the line eventually, and with interest to see exactly what that gap is. 9.8 seconds after 3 laps. Now, have you ever had a 9.8 second lead after 3 laps, Phil?
I haven't. No, I think the most I've ever had was about 3 or 4. But you know, that was impressive. That's, you know, you get a big lead in that. But for this is crazy. 9.8 seconds.
And he is literally 3 seconds a lap quicker than the competition. So Guy Halley, he is superstar driving at the moment. It really is awesome stuff from Guy. Back to our scrap, which continues there. Another lime green car. Again, as we say, we like our lime green. Nice and easy to see Andy Coombs in that 88 car. But yeah, leaders coming through already. The 14 car of Guy Halley is already lapping the competition. Only on lap 7 out of a 26 lap race.
You know what? This rate, I reckon he's going to lap just about everybody on the circuit. That would be pretty amazing.
Would be important, as they say. We certainly have a storm today, don't we? But Guy Halley rather continues on imperiously. Fastest lap. What a surprise! It's Guy Halley, 105.8. Let's have a look on our time screens. Now, looking down the list, the next fastest lap is from our 3rd position car, which is the number 48
Jackson.
Oliver Jackson, Reigate has the next fastest lap, and his lap is a 106.8 and
Whole
105.
second.
Yeah, a second a lap. Now, a second a lap round here. Bearing in mind this is a 1 mile circuit, that is an enormous amount, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Although they were saying
Of the 31 car, which is James Walker from Newark. That's not far from you, is it, Phil?
no, it's not at all. One of my teams in Formula 4 were based there, actually. Mike Gardner racing.
Competitors are in this series, and they come from all sorts of different backgrounds. Some have graduated from the novice Caterham scholarship and the academy series, which is where people really do start their motor racing experience in this form of motorsport. We've had some champions, people like Nelson Rowe, who won the series back in 2001, and the Super Graduate Championship, and then went on to win the Rosesports A Series in 2002. And John Barnes. Now, John Barnes has actually moved from Caterham to now racing single seaters, racing in the Formula Palmer Audi Series.
He is, yeah. There's a few drivers that have made the step from Caterham's into single seaters. It's quite normal that a lot of drivers try it, and they usually get on quite well. Like I said, from learning all the car control from these Caterhams, jump in a single seater, and usually they're quite quick, aren't they?
But Halley comes away now with a lead of 28.6 seconds after 18. That is, well, fair play. We're not worthy. I think it's probably the best way of describing. We're thinking about Guy Halley's drive at the moment. That really is awesome. There's a phrase that quite often gets used in motorsport. If you say, "What's that driver like?" Well, it's a bit of a mega. In other words, he's pretty special. And I think Guy Halley certainly, apart from the fact he's in the mega category, he certainly is being Mr. Mega today in terms of the way he's driving the car. So friends and family of Guy Halley, they may well be watching Motor TV and watching with interest to see how your mate is getting on. We'll be very impressed with the job that he's doing, and we are very, very impressed by what we're seeing. He just seems to be imperious. I mean, there's certain drivers who will literally look out the window in the morning and worry about the weather, and there's other drivers who just say, "Bring it on, it's raining, I love the rain."
Exactly, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've got to say that a few years ago when I first started racing, I used to look out the window before a race. I'm not looking forward to that, but nowadays, I'm like you say, bring it on, I love it. Absolutely fantastic, so much fun. It's just different.
It is different. He's not afraid of the conditions, as he's been out there, and he has been consistently the fastest man out there. Even on the last lap, 106.018 was his lap time, lapping cars as we saw, and that puts him around about 7 or 8 tenths quicker than the next fastest guy, which on that previous lap would have been the 11th car of 11th position, 168 Newman. But here we go. Guy Halley is going to come up to the start-finish straight once again. He's going to cross the line, and he is going to take possibly the most dominant win that we've seen for an awfully long time. So congratulations to Guy Halley. He wins the race in absolutely superb style. Now, when you go home in the evening, if you've been racing and you go and talk to your friends, you say, "How'd you get on today?" And you say, "Well, I won today." That's a great feeling. But when you can say you've won today and you've won by, well, put it this way, gabbling away as I am, we still haven't seen 6 seconds from James Walker in the 31 car. Oliver Jackson, Martin Amerson and Jamie Bashall and take the rest of the top 5 positions. Paul Hudson, Stewart.
Thanks, Simon. Well, Guy, that was a very kind of sedate win, really, wasn't it? Fantastic stuff, though.
It wasn't easy at all. It was unbelievably wet out there.
We're just getting run over by a Caterham. Sorry about that, Guy.
Not unusual. No, just unbelievable. Just had to get a good start off pole. Just keep the head and just keep it on the track, basically. After that, we just sort of pulled away, but it was to just treacherous out there. It was horrible.
And what's it like? Because obviously you were lapping happily there. What's that like, trying to get past everybody? Because obviously they're not probably expecting you coming up behind.
It's pretty difficult because some of them think that's their class, and it can be dangerous. But with the lead we had, I just played it sensible and just did it in a sensible place on the straight. So no, it was good. Just over the moon, absolutely over the moon.
And obviously I have to ask you, because obviously our commentators were talking about this. You haven't got a screen, have you, on your car as such? How difficult is that in these conditions?
It's not too bad. The aero screen's quite good. It puts up a lot of the rain, but just use your glove a lot. Just wipe it.
Technical stuff there.
Agricultural way, yeah. Just wipe it.
Thanks very much, Guy. Now, do I have everybody else? I don't think I do, actually. I'll have to hand you back to Simon and Phil.